This is the Harry Loomis Show.
Welcome back to the Harry Loomis Show on this Monday, October 14th, 10:54 in the morning on the East Coast. My fantasy hockey team lost 6-4 this week, but that doesn't matter. My hockey team in real life, the St. Louis Blues, had a good start to the season, taking 2 out of 3 games in their West Coast road trip to start the year. A win on Tuesday in Seattle, a really tough win that they were able to grit out Thursday night in San Jose before losing to Vegas on Friday. And just looking at those results, looking at the teams, in theory, you should beat Seattle. The Blues, I think, are a better team than the Kraken. The Blues are absolutely a better team than the San Jose Sharks, even though Macklin Celebrini was electrifying in his debut before apparently getting injured, which I didn't even know happened during the game, but he went on IR. And you're probably expecting them to lose to the Golden Knights. Losing only by 1 goal at this point of the season kind of makes sense. So there's a lot that went in between the lines, but besides the box score. For one thing, the Blues, for as bad as they played for a good portion of those games, they had about a really bad period and a half in Seattle. The second period in San Jose was awful. And really, every there wasn't really a bad period in the Vegas game, but it kind of just felt like they were getting outplayed for most of that game until kind of late in the third period. Despite all of that, the Blues still put up three goals in Seattle, 5 goals in San Jose, 3 goals in Vegas. And for a team that last year, the biggest problem was they just couldn't put the puck in the back of the net, that's a very encouraging sign. And what's even more encouraging is the fact that your time players like Jordan Kyrou and Pavel Buchnevich, who had tough seasons last year, stepped up right away to start the season. Kyrou scoring the first goal of the season on a rush in Seattle on the power play and scoring another one in a pretty similar way about a minute and a half later. And that's the thing with Jordan Kyrou. You look at both of those goals, and it's just him using his blazing speed, getting past the defense, and making a move and beating the goaltender. That is his game. That is him at his best. And I don't see any reason why he can't put that all together and replicate a play like that. He's got 6 points in 3 games to start the year, only those 2 goals, but he's got 4 assists. I really, I was down on Jordan Kyrou in the offseason last year as well. If he proves he can very well prove me wrong this year, and I will be perfectly happy with it because he has. You hear people talk about 40-goal, 50-goal potential with Kyrou. Sometimes it sounds ridiculous, but you see plays like that. You see him just effortlessly get past the defense, and you see why people believe that. I think this is a 40-goal guy, and he's playing at a level right now that if he keeps this up, even if the defense isn't great for most of the year, which he's a +4 right now, you can live with that if the offense continues to be there. But that's a big if. But Pavel Buchnevich as well. He had a goal on Thursday in San Jose, and he had 2 on Friday, including Friday, one of the best power play goals the Blues have scored in a long time. Just them being able to get quick passes off and a quick touch and drive by Buchnevich into the top corner. You really weren't seeing that in the past couple of years, and really nothing changed in the formula. It was Thomas, Kyrou, Buchnevich kind of making it happen. Justin Falk on the point. Those are guys you've had on the power play. Whatever changes remain in the offseason, whatever recipe they're working on, whatever they're trying to change with the power play, it worked out there. That was a great looking power play. Really encouraging sign there. And some of the depth as well has kind of played a really big factor. One thing I need to mention too, Zach Bolduc, I mentioned he was going to the minors. He did on paper get sent down. I misunderstood that situation. It was just a cap move in terms of they had too many guys at a certain point in time, and in order to put Brandon Saad on the paternity list, they had to have room for him on the roster to begin with. So Zach Bolduc got sent down just for a moment, basically telling him, hey, we're sending you down on paper. You're not going down just yet, but you're not going to play Tuesday. He was never going to play Tuesday. It was kind of understood that he was going to be healthy scratch. They brought him back up about an hour before the game, technically just before Saad went on paternity leave, which him and his wife did have their baby Thursday. So congratulations to the Saad family on that. But it was good to see Bolduc get into some games. He didn't score, but he was a factor. He had a couple good opportunities, especially in the Vegas game. A couple newcomers have already scored their first goal. Philip Broberg looks really good on the back end. I'm hoping to see him get some top line minutes with Nick Leddy. I think we can I think we've seen enough of Letty and Pareko as a top pairing. If that's a second pair, great. But it's just a lot to ask as a first pair. The Blues don't really have a lot of first pair guys right now, so I think you just need to keep changing up the cycles, checking things out, just seeing where you stand on everything. But Broberg looks really good. Really happy with that signing. Dylan Holloway only has 1 assist so far, but he's a factor. Bannister has faith in him. He's starting him on the top line with Robert Thomas and Jake Neighbors. His first goal is going to come very soon. Also got first goals on Thursday in that comeback. Radek Faksa got his first as blue, kind of a muck and grind play down low. Just kind of working the puck on the blue line, just jamming it between the goalie's pads. Kind of what you expect from a fourth line goal, from a Radek Faksa goal. He's going to give you more defense, but if he can give you some goals like that to kind of help jumpstart a comeback like it did on Thursday night, even better considering that we got it for future considerations. We literally didn't have to give up anything. We just had to take on his contract, and he played a big part in getting that comeback going on Thursday. So did Ryan Suter. I didn't want to see Ryan Suter in the starting lineup. I just personally want to see guys like Scott Perunovich get opportunity. We saw P.O. Joseph on Friday. He didn't have the best game, but we'll continue to see that. But Suter plays a different style than them. He's not an offensive defenseman. He's a stay-at-home kind of guy. He's looking at his numbers right now. He's only playing about 15 minutes a night, which is kind of what you expect for a third pair guy. And he had a good shot. He read the play well. He stepped up in the play and just fired one of the high slot top left corner and beat the goalie. So Shooter has looked really good so far. I know a lot of people like myself don't love the thought of him playing every day, which I don't think that's the plan in general, because you have 5 defensemen. You're going to take a look at Scott Perunovich at some point. I have to imagine you're going to give P.O. Joseph a chance on the left side, because when Joseph got into the lineup on Friday, he was replacing Matthew Kessel, so he's playing on his offside. But still plenty to like there. So, like I said, the goals, the Blues have gotten in multi-goal deficits every single game. 2-0 against Seattle. They were down 4-1 against San Jose. And I think it was 3-1 and 4-2 in Vegas. So, obviously, some things they need to take care of. For as good as they've been in those short stints, they need to get some sort of consistency. But I also don't really put it on the goaltenders that much whatsoever. I thought Binnington had a really good game on Tuesday in particular in Seattle. Even though his stats right now at 900 save percentage doesn't indicate that, he's keeping them in the game. You can see it when the opposing team has all the pressure. Binnington has been doing a pretty good job just staying in it and not letting things get out of control. Same with Joel Hofer. Give him credit. Right now, he's listed as an .862 save percentage. 2 of those goals, you absolutely cannot put any blame on him. The Macklin Celebrini goal on Thursday in San Jose, just spinorama. He's trying to pass it to the middle, went off Matthew Kessel's stick and deflected between his legs. Can't do anything there. And the last goal, I forget who it was, but it was on the power play late in the second period. I'm going to look it up because it's going to bother me. It was Barclay Goodrow. He was like on a one-on run on a rush, took a shot. Hofer blocked it, and he was trying to wrap it around and somehow Justin Falk lifted his stick on the left side of the crease, and it ended up coming back in front of the goal and got knocked in that way. So you can't fault Hofer for that. Obviously the 4-1 lead wasn't ideal, but sometimes just things happen. Just it's fluke luck. It's hockey. You're gonna have that sometimes. But I don't have any concerns over the goaltending tandem, even though their numbers don't look good right now. They are keeping the Blues in the game and allowing them to find those opportunities to kind of blitz their opponent and score a couple goals at a time, like we've been able to see so far. Do I think that kind of play is sustainable? Absolutely not. But it is encouraging to see those rushes and those opportunities started by the guys that you expect them to be started by. We didn't really see that consistency last year from guys like Buchnevich and Kyrou, and they're off to a great start so far this year. Only one real injury so far. That was Alexander Texier. Wasn't really sure what happened with him in between Tuesday and Thursday, but he was a late scratch for Thursday's game in San Jose that brought Zach Bolduc into that second line back into the lineup. They listed Texier's day-to-day. I would imagine he should be back ready to go on Tuesday for the Blues home opener against Minnesota, and I would assume we are going to see Brandon Saad make his season debut as well. For sure, we're going to see Zach Bolduc get slotted out of the lineup, And for the other scratch, I think it probably comes down to a guy like Nathan Walker or Kasperi Kapanen. And Walker's done good things. He just continues to be that spark plug. Kapanen has been a factor as well. I don't think it's necessarily a condemnation of either one of them that they might end up getting scratched on Tuesday. It's just a matter of this is the lineup we have. These are the bodies we have. We kind of just got to do what we got to do right now. But so far, so good on the Blues front. No complaints, really, for the most part this year. We're going to keep talking about them as the season progresses. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the NASCAR playoffs. The round of 8 is set. Kind of. We're not 100% sure. A lot to talk about on that front. So we'll be back on the Harry Loomis Show very soon.
This is the Harry Loomis Show.